Back on StreamYard. Back on StreamYard, you losers. I'm kidding. Welcome to AWA Order. Welcome to Batman Cape Crusader. I just finished season 1. Yes, it's gonna be season 2, not official, but I just finished season 1. I binge watched 5 episodes on the Thursday, and I finished watching the last 5 episodes last night. And this show I really love. I really love the different takes on different characters, specifically some of the supporting cast and the time period and some of the villains, stuff like that. Before I go into my official review, make sure if you're new here, subscribe, share, and like. And yeah, if you're new here, subscribe. If you're not new here, like. If you're new here, like too. But yeah, if you're a Batman fan, I think you'll like this show. It's a different take on what you think Batman was going to be about. This show takes place in the 40s. The animation, I like the animation. I think the animation was a solid was solid here. The way the coloring, how it pictures the gritty noir 1940s style of Gotham, Gotham, and it fit the animation definitely fit the theme of this show, right? So this is 19 takes place in the 1940s. Where Batman as a vigilante during the 1940s. So there's really no technology besides there's phones, there's movies, but there's no TV, there's no computers. So Batman in his cave. You know when we see Batman's cave, we see giant computers and all this. In this case, he doesn't use the computers because they're not around. Then he uses kind of more of like a board. You know how they use in police stations for cases and stuff to connect all the dots and all that. He kind of uses something similar like that in his back cave. I like the voice. Oh, I like the voice. It's very similar to a little bit of Kevin Conroy's a little bit. The design of Bruce Wayne, the character of Bruce Wayne, looks like looks like looks like the animated series a bit. Very closely, take a very close look. A little very similar from the anime series, and I'm talking about not the first part. Batman and the Robin. When they kind of changed the animation, kind of looks like that a little bit. Also, the villains. Oh, so villains. Yeah, so there's gonna be some villains you may not recognize. Uh, if you're not if because they don't put there's some villains are not the most popular villains, but if you're a DC fan, a Batman fan, you may recognize these villains. I do like some of the villains. I mean, it's random, but we got like a Harley Quinn. There's a Penguin. There's a Gentleman Ghost. There's a Clayface. There's yeah. So I do like the most of the villains. I can't. I think my favorite episode that featured the villains was episode 2, for sure. That's a really good episode. Uh, really good episode. Intriguing episode. Uh, episode 2 for sure. Last episodes. The last 2 episodes. I do like the episode with Gentleman Ghost in it. Honestly, I do like that episode with Gentleman Ghost. Okay. I also like episode 7, no, episode 8 that preludes 9 and 10. I like some of it, and there's some Easter eggs in that episode. If you're a Batman fan, and you may not be a Batman fan, but you may be a DC fan, but Batman may not be a thing. You may figure out the Easter eggs in that episode 8. I'm not gonna spoil it. That'll be my spoiler review. But there's some Easter eggs in this. Some of the characters like there's Barbara Gordon. Barbara Gordon is not her. She's not what you think in this show. She's a very different role than what you were probably used to seeing her as portray as. Okay. Yes, Harvey Dent's in this. Harvey Dent. We got Commissioner James Gordon. We got Bullock. Harvey Bullock. Arthur Flask. We also got Renee Montoya. And the Harley Quinn is very different. Harley Quinn is very different in this show. But she's I like how she was portrayed later on in the show. I There's some things I do question about the show. But the way Batman is, see the thing of now, specifically Batman, Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, they plays on the playbook or so, and this show does try to explore the psyche of Bruce slash Batman. There's a time where he's getting there's a time where he's getting has to go to therapy sessions, man recorded therapy sessions, and he's completely blowing off his therapist, the therapist that's assigned to him, completely blowing off whatever she's trying to dig deep into him, trying to get to the root of what's really behind the shell of this playboy socialist billionaire. Because socialite, oh, that's a female, but you know what I mean, bachelor. Because she doesn't believe that this guy who goes dates movie stars, dates models, gets to parties, doesn't get second dates, doesn't believe that's the real him, and she's trying to get to the bottom of that, and she's trying to get to the bottom of the trauma because she knows about Bruce Wayne. Like everybody knows what happens to Bruce Wayne when he was a kid, and Bruce just kind of just brushed it off. Like, I'm over that. I'm an adult now, and clearly Bruce is not over that because if he was over that, you wouldn't see him being a Batman, and 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 it really digs deep. You do some flashback scenes where he was a kid, a little bit in some of the episodes, and you see the trauma in those as a kid. Like it didn't even see the determination as a kid. As a kid, like telling, I'll just this is not really a spoiler, but this is not a big spoiler. But he tells Alfred as a kid, Alfred's sleeping. He just opens the door to Alfred's room. It's a little bit spoiler, but it's Batman, okay? Bruce Wayne Batman. He tells Alfred, they're all gonna pay, all of them. As a kid, he says that. As a kid, uh, I really like how the sports really psychic Bruce Wayne Batman. And here's very times where Bruce Wayne's very Batman Bruce is kind of cold to Alfred. He doesn't even call him Alfred in the show. He calls him Pennyworth. He gives him the cold shoulder because he doesn't want to talk about his emotions. He's very closed off. Similar like Robert Pattinson's Batman, right? There's some similarities there, and like I would say that they combine kind of both Robert Pattinson's Batman and a bit of both Kevin Conroy's Batman in a way. The looks of Kevin Conroy, uh, and but the reclusiveness of Robert Pattinson's Batman at times in this show. And there's Catwoman, and Catwoman's not what you think. She's not. She's a little bit different in the show than what you think. Like I said, they changed some of the characters, some of the villains. The villains will still have their actual names, but they changed some of the villains' stories around. Stories around, and I think it works. Also, I think it's a really solid show. Also, the ending of this series, the ending of the season one, not series, season one. Oh, we're getting him. I'm not gonna spoil, but we're getting him. Giving you a hint. We're getting him next season. Next season, we're getting him. He's coming, and I'm not gonna. You might know who I'm talking about, but we're getting him next season. So tomorrow Sunday, we're gonna do a spoiler review. We're gonna go more detail about the show. Show. Okay, we're gonna buddies on and stuff like that. But we're gonna go more detail about the show tomorrow about this Batman Cape Crusader. And I don't know how HBO let this go to Amazon. Like they should have put it on. They should have kept it. But whatever. Amazon's lucky. You're getting it. They got it. But yeah, if you've seen it, tell me what you thought. If you haven't, we'll review. Convince you to see it. And we thought you will. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment below, guys.